Strange Nights in Ancient Rome. Before we begin tonight's quiet journey into the past, take a moment to settle into a comfortable position. Perhaps you are lying in bed, wrapped in a warm blanket. Maybe the lights in your room are already dim, and the world outside your window is slowly becoming quiet. History often feels loud in books and movies. We hear about marching armies, powerful emperors, and dramatic battles that changed the course of nations. But tonight, we are not rushing through history. Instead, we will move slowly. We will walk softly through ancient streets, listen to distant footsteps on stone roads, and explore the quieter corners of the past. If you enjoy calm and relaxing history stories like this one, consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like on the video. It truly helps the channel grow and allows more peaceful stories like this to reach listeners who enjoy falling asleep while wandering gently through history. Now take a slow breath and imagine this. It is evening in the great city of Rome nearly 2,000 years ago. The sun has already slipped behind the distant hills. A warm golden glow fades slowly from the sky as twilight settles over the rooftops of the vast and crowded city. Rome is enormous. Nearly 1 million people live here, making it one of the largest cities the ancient world has ever seen. Grand temples stand proudly in public squares, marble statues decorate fountains, and enormous buildings rise above the busy streets. But not every part of Rome is grand and shining. Beyond the famous temples and government buildings are narrow neighborhoods filled with tall apartment houses called insulae. These buildings lean close together along tight streets. From the ground, they seem to rise endlessly upward. Inside them live bakers, merchants, laborers, sailors, travelers, and families from many different corners of the empire. During the day, these streets are filled with noise. Vendors shout about their goods. Carts roll loudly across the stones. Children run through the alleys, chasing each other. But now, the day is ending, and the night in Rome is slowly beginning. Oil lamps flicker inside windows, wooden shutters close. Some people settle into their homes for the evening, yet other people are just beginning their night. One of those people is a man named Lucius. Lucius is a night watchman. He is about 45 years old, with tired but observant eyes and a steady, calm presence. His job is simple. He walks through the streets of the city while others sleep. He watches for fires. He keeps an eye on suspicious activity. And sometimes he simply reminds the people of Rome that someone is watching over the streets while the city rests. Tonight, Lucius walks slowly along a narrow road, holding a wooden lantern in his hand. The flame inside flickers gently as he moves. Soft golden light dances across the stone walls and uneven pavement. Lucius walks carefully, listening to the sounds around him. A cat slips quietly across the street. Somewhere far away, laughter echoes between the buildings. A door closes. The night air smells faintly of smoke, bread, and the nearby river. These small sounds are familiar to Lucius. After many years of walking the night streets, he knows this city almost like an old friend. He knows which alleyways are peaceful and which ones are better to avoid. A little further down the road stands a small bakery. The warm smell of freshly baked bread drifts gently through the cool evening air. Inside the bakery, a man named Marcus is finishing his long day of work. Marcus has been awake since before sunrise.
Every morning he kneads dough, prepares ovens, and bakes bread for the many hungry people who live in this neighborhood. Now the ovens glow softly as the last loaves cool on a wooden table. Marcus wipes flour from his hands and stretches his tired shoulders. He places a few leftover loaves onto a wooden tray and steps outside into the quiet street. In Rome, food is precious. Marcus knows that someone will gladly take the extra bread. He has not been standing outside long before he hears footsteps approaching. A tall man appears around the corner. His name is Gaius. Gaius is a sailor who has recently returned to the city after weeks at sea. His skin is darkened by the sun and wind. His hair curls wildly after long days on the open water, and his smile is wide and easy. When Gaius sees Marcus holding the bread, his eyes brighten. Marcus laughs softly and hands him a loaf. The sailor thanks him warmly and tears off a large piece. For a moment, the two men stand together under the lantern light, enjoying the quiet calm of the evening. This is one of the small comforts of city life. Even in a crowded and noisy place like Rome, simple acts of kindness still exist. Further down the street, another figure moves quietly through the shadows. Her name is Livia. Livia carries a woven basket filled with dried herbs, lavender, rosemary, sage. Some people in the city come to her for natural medicines. Others believe her herbs can calm the mind or protect a home from restless spirits that wander in the night. Ancient people often believed that unseen forces moved quietly through the world after dark, and herbs, with their strong scents and calming properties, were thought to help keep those spirits away. Livia stops beside a small doorway. She gently places a bundle of lavender near the door before continuing down the street. The soft scent drifts into the night air. Above the street, windows slowly go dark as families settle into their homes. Wooden beams creak softly inside the tall apartment buildings. The city seems to sigh as it grows quieter. Lucius continues his steady walk. His lantern swings gently beside him. He passes the bakery and nods to Marcus and Gaius. They greet him with quiet smiles. Then Lucius turns into a narrow alleyway. Here the buildings stand even closer together. The stone walls trap the night air, making the alley cool and still. His lantern light pushes back the darkness only a few steps ahead. Somewhere above him, a shutter closes with a soft thud. Footsteps echo briefly from another street, but otherwise the alley remains peaceful. For Lucius, this quiet is comforting, because in a city as large as Rome, silence often means that everything is safe. He continues walking slowly, listening carefully. Far away, a temple bell rings softly. The sound drifts through the night air like a gentle reminder of time passing. Many people in the city are already asleep now. Inside their homes, they rest after long days of work. Some dream of tomorrow's tasks. Others dream of distant places across the empire. But outside, the ancient city still breathes quietly in the darkness. Lanterns flicker, cats wander the rooftops. Night watchmen like Lucius continue their silent patrols. And somewhere along the winding streets of Rome, stories unfold that will never be written in history books. Small moments, simple conversations, quiet acts of kindness between strangers. These are the hidden pieces of life that filled the nights of ancient Rome. So, as the lantern light fades gently down the street, allow your mind to drift slowly with it. Imagine the quiet footsteps of Lucius moving farther and farther away. The bakery grows silent. The sailor finishes his bread and disappears into the shadows. The herbalist continues her peaceful walk through the sleeping city. And above them all, the vast ancient sky stretches across the rooftops of Rome. The stars glow softly, the night air grows calm, and the great city slowly settles into rest.
Medieval vampire superstitions in Eastern Europe. Before we continue tonight's gentle journey through the quiet corners of history, take another slow breath. Allow your shoulders to relax. Let the sounds around you fade into the background. And imagine that we are traveling far away from the warm streets of ancient Rome we visited before. Tonight, our story moves forward in time and also northward across the continent of Europe. The year is somewhere in the late Middle Ages. Many centuries have passed since the days of the Roman Empire. Great stone castles now stand across the countryside. Small villages rest between forests, rivers, and distant mountains. Life in medieval Europe moves slowly. Farmers wake with the sunrise. They work the fields, care for animals, bake bread, repair tools, and when evening comes, the entire village begins to quiet down. But unlike modern towns, medieval villages do not have electric lights. When the sun disappears behind the hills, darkness arrives quickly. Oil lamps glow softly inside wooden homes. Fires crackle in hearths, and beyond the small circles of warm light, the world becomes very dark. Tonight, we travel to a quiet village somewhere in Eastern Europe. The village sits beside a dense forest. Tall trees stretch endlessly into the distance. Their branches whisper softly in the evening wind. The villagers here live simple lives. Most families know each other. Children play in the dusty roads during the day. Dogs sleep lazily beside wooden fences, and farmers return from their fields carrying tools and baskets. But when night arrives, the mood of the village changes. People close their shutters early. Doors are locked, and many villagers prefer not to wander outside after sunset. Because during the medieval period, people believed the night was full of unseen dangers. Some dangers were real: wild animals, traveling bandits, or sudden storms. But other dangers lived only in stories and in the deep imagination of the people. One of the most famous of these beliefs was the fear of the vampire. Today, when we hear the word vampire, we might imagine dramatic characters from movies or novels. But medieval villagers believed something much quieter and much stranger. They believed that sometimes, after a person died, their spirit did not fully leave the body. Instead, it might return, slowly, silently, and wander the night. These restless beings were said to rise from their graves and visit the living, not always in a dramatic or violent way. Sometimes villagers simply believed these spirits caused sickness, strange dreams, or unexplained misfortune. And because people in the Middle Ages did not yet understand many diseases, mysterious illness often led to mysterious explanations. Our quiet story tonight follows a young villager named Marek. Marek lives with his family in a small wooden house near the edge of the forest. He is about 20 years old,
tall, with strong arms from working in the fields. His life is simple and predictable. Each morning he wakes before sunrise. He feeds the chickens, helps his father repair fences, and spends long hours tending crops in the village fields. Marek does not spend much time thinking about ghost stories or superstitions. To him, life is mostly about work, food, and rest. But one autumn evening, something unusual begins to trouble the quiet village. It starts with whispers, small conversations between neighbors, soft voices carried across fences. Someone in the village has become ill. That alone is not unusual. People often grow sick during the colder months, but this illness seems different. The patient grows weaker every night. They complain of strange dreams, and they say they feel as if something is watching them while they sleep. Soon, the whispers spread through the village. Some villagers begin to wonder if this might be the work of a restless spirit. Perhaps someone who recently died has returned. In medieval times, these fears were not uncommon. Villagers often shared stories passed down through generations. Stories about spirits who could not find peace. Stories about mysterious creatures who walked quietly through the darkness. One evening, Marek walks through the village square after finishing his work. The air smells of wood smoke and cold autumn leaves. Lanterns glow softly in the windows of nearby houses. Near the well in the center of the village, a group of older villagers are gathered. They speak in low voices. Marek pauses for a moment, listening. One man says that the sick villager has grown pale and weak. Another claims the patient wakes every night just before dawn. Someone else quietly suggests that perhaps a vampire has returned from the graveyard outside the village. Marek shifts uncomfortably. He has heard stories like this before, but he has never truly believed them. Still, the forest beyond the village seems darker tonight. The wind rustles the trees in a strange whispering sound. And for a moment, even Marek feels a small shiver of uncertainty. Later that night, he returns home. His mother has already lit the fireplace. Warm light flickers against the wooden walls of the small house. The smell of soup fills the room. His father sits quietly beside the fire, sharpening a farming tool. For a while, the family eats in silence. Then Marek's mother quietly mentions the rumors spreading through the village. His father listens but does not seem convinced. He reminds them that sickness often spreads during autumn, cold weather, long nights, and tired bodies after a season of hard work. Still, even he cannot fully ignore the old stories, because medieval people lived in a world where the boundary between the natural and the supernatural often felt very thin. Outside the house, the night grows colder. The village slowly falls asleep. Lanterns dim, doors remain tightly closed, and beyond the fields, the dark forest stretches endlessly beneath the moon. Somewhere in the distance, an owl calls softly. The sound echoes across the quiet countryside. Inside Marek's small room, he lies awake for a while. He listens to the wind brushing gently against the wooden walls. He thinks about the conversations he heard earlier in the village square, about the old stories, about restless spirits. Eventually, his thoughts begin to drift. Sleep slowly arrives, and the quiet medieval village rests beneath the pale silver light of the moon. Yet tomorrow, the rumors will continue to grow, because fear,
like the wind in the forest, moves easily from one person to another. And long ago, in the quiet villages of Eastern Europe, stories about vampires were not meant to frighten people for entertainment. They were part of how communities tried to understand the mysteries of life, illness, and death. So tonight, as the soft wind moves through the trees of our imagined village, allow the calm rhythm of this ancient countryside to carry your thoughts gently toward sleep. The fire inside Marek's home burns low. The village square grows silent, and the dark forest stands watch beneath the stars.
Medieval vampire superstitions in Eastern Europe. Morning arrives slowly over the quiet village. A pale gray light spreads across the fields as the sun begins to rise behind the distant hills. Thin mist hangs above the grass, and droplets of dew sparkle softly on wooden fences. Roosters begin to crow. Dogs stretch lazily near the doorways of small homes, and one by one, the villagers wake to begin another day. Inside Marek's house, the fire in the hearth has burned down to glowing embers. Marek rises quietly from his bed and pulls on his boots. Outside, the air feels cold and fresh. The village looks peaceful in the early morning light. But even before Marek reaches the well in the center of the village, he notices something unusual. People are already gathered there. Their voices are low and serious. When Marek approaches, he hears the news. The sick villager has grown worse during the night. Some claim the patient spoke in a strange voice while half asleep. Others whisper that the person woke suddenly and said they felt something pressing on their chest, as if someone unseen had entered the room. Of course, many illnesses in the Middle Ages caused strange symptoms: fever dreams, weakness, night terrors. But in a time when medicine was still very limited, these experiences often seemed mysterious and frightening. Soon the whispers begin again. Someone mentions the graveyard outside the village. Another person quietly suggests that perhaps one of the recently buried villagers has returned as a vampire. The word spreads quickly, and with every retelling, the story becomes slightly more dramatic. Some villagers say the spirit might wander through the night looking for warmth. Others say it might drain the strength of the living. Many people truly believed these things, not because they were foolish, but because the world was still full of unexplained mysteries. Later that afternoon, Marek walks with his father toward the fields. The road passes near the small village church and the nearby graveyard. Simple wooden crosses mark the resting places of villagers who lived and worked here for generations. The wind moves gently through the grass between the graves. Marek glances toward the quiet hill. He tries not to think about the rumors spreading through the village, but curiosity is difficult to ignore. His father notices the glance and speaks calmly. "Stories grow easily when people are afraid," he says. In the past, villagers believed many strange things. And indeed, across Eastern Europe, communities developed many unusual traditions to prevent vampires from rising from the dead. Some villages placed heavy stones on graves. Others buried the dead with small objects like coins or tools. Sometimes people believed that certain herbs or garlic could protect a home. In rare cases, villagers even performed strange rituals meant to ensure the dead would rest peacefully. Most of these customs were created from a simple human desire. People wanted to protect their families from harm. And when illness or death appeared suddenly, they searched for explanations wherever they could find them. As the day continues, the villagers go about their work. Children run through the dusty paths. Farmers gather vegetables. Smoke rises slowly from the chimneys of cooking fires. From a distance, the village looks calm and ordinary. Yet beneath this peaceful surface, the rumors continue to spread. By evening, nearly everyone in the village has heard the story. Some people believe it completely, others remain uncertain. But even those who doubt the stories sometimes feel uneasy when night arrives, because darkness has always had a powerful effect on the human imagination. That night, the village prepares for sleep earlier than usual. Lanterns glow softly behind wooden shutters. Doors close firmly. The forest surrounding the village seems especially quiet. Marek sits near the fireplace with his family once again. The warm flames cast gentle shadows on the wooden walls. His mother knits slowly beside the fire. His father quietly repairs a wooden tool handle. For a while, no one speaks. Finally, Marek asks the question that has been on his mind all day. "Do you believe the stories?" he asks. His father smiles slightly. He places the tool aside and looks toward the fire. "People have always told stories about the night," he says calmly. "Long ago, when the world was less understood, those stories helped people explain things they could not see." He pauses for a moment. The truth is usually simpler. Sometimes sickness spreads through a village because of cold weather. Sometimes animals make strange sounds in the forest. And sometimes fear grows stronger simply because people share the same worry. Marek nods slowly. The explanation feels comforting. Yet outside the house, the wind moves softly through the trees again, and the darkness beyond the window remains deep and mysterious. Later that night, the village grows silent once more. The lanterns go out one by one. The small wooden homes rest quietly beneath the moonlight. In the distance, the graveyard stands peacefully on the hill. Nothing moves among the crosses. Only the wind brushes gently through the tall grass. Owls glide silently above the forest. Their wings make almost no sound as they pass across the silver glow of the moon. Inside Marek's room, he lies down and closes his eyes. The events of the day drift slowly through his thoughts. The conversations, the rumors, the old stories about vampires. Yet as he listens to the quiet sounds of the night, he begins to understand something important. The world of the past was not always filled with monsters and spirits. Often it was simply filled with people trying their best to understand life. People searching for answers during difficult times. People sharing stories that helped them face the unknown. And over many centuries, those stories slowly became part of history itself. Eventually, Marek's thoughts grow calm. Sleep gently takes him. Outside, the medieval village remains calm and peaceful. The forest stands still beneath the stars. The graveyard rests undisturbed on the hill. And the mysterious legends of vampires remain only what they have always been for most people throughout history. Stories. Stories carried by the wind from one generation to the next. Stories told beside fireplaces during long winter nights. stories that remind us how people once tried to understand the quiet mysteries of the world. So, as our gentle journey through this medieval village comes to an end, let the peaceful rhythm of the countryside guide your thoughts toward rest. The wind moves softly through the trees, the moon drifts slowly across the sky, and somewhere far away in the quiet past, a small village sleeps beneath the calm and silent night.
The Life of Justina Szilágyi, Sleep Story. Gentle crackling of fire in the background, soft ambient night sounds, the kind of calm that wraps around your thoughts. Welcome back, dear listener. And if this is your first time joining, consider taking a quiet moment to subscribe and like, so that our gentle journeys through history can continue to reach your ears with calm stories and soothing evenings. Tonight, we traveled to the rolling landscapes of 15th century Eastern Europe, to the life of a woman whose story is often whispered through the corridors of history, Justina Szilágyi. The evening is quiet, the moon casting soft silver shadows across cobblestone streets, and you can feel the gentle pull of a story that begins not in grand halls or battlefields, but in the small, tender moments of life. Justina was born into a world of shifting alliances and delicate power, a world where a whisper could change destinies and a smile could be as powerful as a sword. Imagine a small Hungarian village where wooden cottages are clustered along winding streets, smoke rising in thin streams from chimneys as the day draws to a close. The air is crisp, filled with the scent of autumn leaves and the soft rustle of livestock in pens. Here, in a modest home with carved wooden beams and a hearth that glows warmly, a baby is born into the Szilágyi family. Justina, with hair dark as the midnight sky and eyes like polished amber, breathes her first as her mother rocks her gently. The infant's soft sighs blend with the crackle of the fire, and the small household seems to pause, acknowledging the quiet importance of this new life. Her childhood was a tapestry of gentle lessons and playful discoveries. She wandered the nearby fields, her small hands brushing through tall grasses that shimmered gold in the late afternoon sun. Her laughter, delicate and melodic, mingled with the songs of birds and the distant tolling of church bells. Each day she learned the ways of the home, how to carry water from the well without spilling, how to tend to the hearth, how to weave threads into patterns of warmth and beauty. These were her first lessons in patience, observation, and care, qualities that would define her life in ways far greater than any royal court could offer. As the years passed, Justina grew not just in stature, but in quiet wisdom. She had a way of noticing details others overlooked, the softening of a neighbor's voice, the subtle tremor in a friend's hands, the way shadows shifted with the light of dawn. In these small observations, she learned empathy, the subtle art of understanding the hearts of those around her. And yet, life was not only composed of quiet reflection. Conflicts, both small and large, were never far from her doorstep. She witnessed neighbors argue over land boundaries, servants navigating the tensions of household hierarchies, and nobles negotiating terms with a mix of politeness and underlying threat. Justina learned to navigate these waters carefully, listening, absorbing, and discerning when to speak and when to remain silent. It was in these moments that her intelligence and poise became apparent to those around her.
One evening, as twilight draped the village in soft hues of violet and gold, Justina accompanied her father to the family estate on the outskirts of town. They walked along a path lined with tall oaks, their leaves rustling in the gentle breeze. The manor was imposing yet welcoming, with stone walls softened by ivy, windows reflecting the fading sunlight, and a sense of history embedded in every corner. She felt both awe and a quiet sense of responsibility, understanding that she was part of a story larger than her own. In these halls, she began to meet influential figures, scholars, nobles, and even distant royalty. Her demeanor, gentle yet perceptive, left impressions on those she encountered. She learned the weight of words, how a carefully chosen phrase could influence discussions, and how patience often held more power than immediate action. By night, she would return to her chambers, lit softly by candles, and write in a small journal, recording her thoughts, her observations, and the stories she encountered each day. This practice of reflection became her anchor, a way to process the complex world around her with calm and clarity. As Justina grew older, her role within her family and community expanded. She became a bridge between neighbors, a confidant to younger relatives, and a source of wisdom for those seeking counsel. Her kindness was deliberate, her actions measured, and her presence a stabilizing force in uncertain times. It was a life marked not by grandiose displays, but by quiet influence and unwavering integrity. Even in moments of tension, her approach was to remain composed. Imagine a winter's evening, snow softly falling over the village, the chill seeping into every corner. Justina walks through the streets, her cloak wrapped tightly, boots crunching lightly on the frozen cobblestones. She pauses to offer warm words to a neighbor struggling to carry firewood, her voice gentle, her expression calm and assuring. It is in these small gestures that her character shines brightest, a blend of empathy, strength, and quiet determination. And so, as night envelops the village and the stars begin their steady vigil above, we leave Justina in the soft glow of candlelight, her journal open before her, pen in hand, contemplating the day's events and the paths yet to come. Her life, like a river, moves steadily forward, weaving through moments of joy, challenge, reflection, and quiet triumph. As you drift further into sleep, imagine walking alongside her, feeling the crunch of frost underfoot, hearing the distant call of an owl, and sensing the warmth of candlelight flickering in a window. Let the gentle rhythm of her story lull your thoughts into calm reflection as history and humanity intertwine in soft harmony. Sleep deeply, knowing that the lives of those who came before us are filled with moments of quiet courage and grace, and that in their stories there is a gentle reassurance that life, though fleeting, is rich with meaning, even in the smallest gestures. And now, as your eyes grow heavy, let the soft crackle of fire, the whisper of night wind, and the quiet strength of Justina Szilágyi's life carry you gently into rest. Remember, dear listener, to subscribe and like so that more tales of history, softly told, can join you in future nights of peaceful slumber.
By the time she reached her teenage years, the world outside her village began to encroach. The lands of Hungary were marked by political tension, noble families negotiating and sometimes scheming for power. Justina's family, the Szilágyis, were respected and known for their strategic alliances.
It was during these years that she encountered her first taste of the intricate dance of diplomacy. Imagine her walking through the village square on a crisp morning, the scent of fresh bread rising from the baker's stall, her hand lightly brushing against the folds of her wool tunic. Villagers greet her with respect, bowing slightly, for she carries herself with quiet dignity, even in youth. She notices a visiting noble, a man whose gaze is sharp and calculating. Their eyes meet briefly, a flicker of awareness passing between them, unspoken yet laden with meaning. In that moment, Justina learns the subtle power of presence, how silence can speak louder than words, how observation can be a shield and a tool. Education in her household was a balance of practical skills and refined learning. She spent hours reading by the flickering light of candles, her fingers tracing the letters on parchment, absorbing stories of distant lands, ancient wisdom, and the intricate history of her own lineage. Mathematics, language, etiquette, and the arts were all woven seamlessly into her daily life. By nightfall, she would often step outside, her small feet brushing over the soft grass of the garden, and watch the stars blink into existence, imagining the countless stories hidden in the constellations above.
School's first day, a gentle journey through ancient learning. The morning sun rose gently over the quiet village, casting long, warm rays across the cobblestone streets. The air was crisp, filled with the soft chirping of birds and the occasional rustle of leaves in a gentle breeze. Today was not an ordinary day. It was the very first day of school for little children, a day full of anticipation, gentle nerves, and the subtle magic of learning. As you close your eyes and listen, imagine yourself walking slowly alongside a small figure, a child named Elena, who carries a tiny satchel filled with scrolls and wooden writing tablets. Her heart beats with quiet excitement, the rhythmic sound blending with the soft morning wind. With each step, the story unfolds like a soft lullaby, wrapping you in calm imagery and gentle thoughts. Elena's village was nestled in a quiet valley surrounded by rolling hills. Smoke curled from the chimneys of cottages, rising into the clear morning sky. Chickens wandered freely, pecking at grain scattered along the streets, while mothers greeted neighbors with soft smiles and gentle nods. The rhythm of the morning was unhurried, a perfect balance of stillness and soft activity. Today, Elena was going to the village's learning house for the very first time. Her small feet carried her across the cobblestones, each step echoing faintly in the tranquil morning. She felt a flutter of nervousness deep in her chest, a feeling she knew all children experienced when beginning something new. Yet it was accompanied by a quiet curiosity, a gentle eagerness to discover new stories, letters, and numbers. Passing the marketplace, the aroma of fresh bread wafted through the air. Bakers arranged loaves on wooden tables, golden crusts catching the morning light. A small dog barked playfully at a wandering cat, both of them dancing in the sunlight. Elena paused for a moment, taking in these little details, the comfort of routine, the rhythm of everyday life, the soft harmony of a world slowly waking up. When she reached the learning house, the wooden doors creaked open, inviting her into a space filled with muted golden light. The room smelled faintly of ink, parchment, and polished wood. Long benches were neatly arranged, each one awaiting the arrival of small students. A gentle hush lay over the room, a promise of quiet concentration and soft laughter to come. Her teacher, a kindly woman named Mistress Aurelia, greeted each child with a warm smile.
Her hair, dark and glossy, was tied back carefully, and her eyes sparkled with patience and understanding. She spoke softly, her voice blending with the gentle morning light that streamed through tall, narrow windows. "Welcome, little ones," she said. "Today we begin a journey together, a journey of learning and discovery." Elena found her place on a bench beside a boy with tousled brown hair and curious green eyes. The other children settled in quietly, their faces reflecting the same mixture of nervousness and excitement. Mistress Aurelia handed each child a small wax tablet and stylus, explaining with a soft, rhythmic voice how to form letters and numbers. As the lesson began, the room was filled with quiet scratching sounds, gentle whispers of concentration, and the soft rustle of parchment. Elena's hand moved carefully, tracing each letter with attention and care. The teacher moved among the children, offering kind encouragement, her presence calm and reassuring. Every gentle touch, every soft word, made the room feel like a cocoon of safety and discovery. Outside, the village continued its morning rhythm. A breeze stirred the trees, carrying with it the scent of fresh flowers and the faint aroma of bread baking. Birds sang in the distance, their melodies soft and comforting, like a lullaby weaving through the streets. The warmth of the sun mingled with the gentle whispers of learning inside the hall, creating a seamless harmony of the outer and inner worlds.
During a brief pause, Elena looked out the window. She watched the sunlight dance on the cobblestones, the shadows stretching and shifting with slow grace. She noticed the village cat weaving through the legs of villagers, the children laughing softly in the courtyard. Everything felt alive yet tranquil, a world that moved slowly enough for one to notice its delicate details. Mistress Aurelia guided the children through a story, reading in a soft, measured voice. The tale spoke of distant lands, heroic deeds, and quiet acts of kindness. Elena listened intently, her imagination gently filling in the vivid images, painting them across her mind like a soft watercolor. The sounds of the teacher's voice, the soft scratching of styluses, and the distant calls of village life blended into a soothing tapestry, perfect for easing the mind and heart into calmness. Time passed unnoticed, marked only by the soft shifting of shadows across the benches and walls. Elena felt a quiet sense of pride as she mastered a few letters and numbers, her small heart swelling with gentle accomplishment. Mistress Aurelia's encouraging smile reinforced the quiet rhythm of learning, reminding each child that every small step was meaningful and valuable. After the lesson, the children stepped outside to stretch their legs. The sun had climbed higher, illuminating the courtyard with a soft golden glow. Laughter rang softly, mingling with the whispers of leaves and the distant cooing of pigeons. Elena walked slowly, savoring each moment, the warmth of sunlight on her skin, the soft breeze in her hair, the gentle camaraderie of new friends by her side. She thought of the day ahead, the promise of stories to be learned, numbers to be discovered, and letters to be mastered. Each small step, each gentle experience contributed to a calm, reflective growth, a slow unfolding of understanding in a world both grand and intimate. As the afternoon faded into evening, Elena returned home. The village was bathed in soft amber light, the air filled with the quiet hum of domestic life. Mothers called softly to their children, chickens settled into their coops, and the warm aroma of cooking drifted along the streets. Elena's heart felt light
her mind gently echoing the day's lessons, her body ready to rest. Before she closed her eyes for sleep, Elena set her wax tablet carefully on the shelf and took a deep breath, savoring the calm serenity that had accompanied her through the day. She remembered the warmth of the sun, the gentle encouragement of her teacher, the soft laughter of new friends, and the quiet rhythm of village life. All of these memories intertwined to create a gentle lullaby, carrying her mind and body into peaceful slumber. As you listen to this story, imagine yourself walking beside Elena, feeling the same calm, steady heartbeat of village life. Let the gentle morning and evening rhythms, the warm sunlight, and the soft voices of learning guide you into deep relaxation. Allow each detail, the soft rustle of leaves, the distant calls of birds, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, to ease your thoughts, wrapping you in a cocoon of calm and serenity. If you enjoy this gentle journey through the first day of school, consider subscribing and liking so more soft stories can find their way to you, helping you relax and drift into deep, peaceful sleep. Close your eyes now, breathe slowly, and let the quiet world of Elena's gentle morning guide you into dreams, where learning and wonder await in soft, comforting waves.
Rainy day in the village. Gentle whispers of discovery. The soft, steady patter of rain filled the quiet village streets, a gentle rhythm that wrapped the world in calm serenity. Each drop glistened like tiny diamonds as it fell on the cobblestones, the roofs of cottages, and the scattered autumn leaves. The day was cool, a light mist drifting through the air, softening the edges of the world and creating a delicate veil of tranquility. As you close your eyes and listen, imagine walking slowly with little Tomas, a boy of 7 years, whose wide eyes and curious mind see wonder in even the smallest details. He carried a small umbrella, patched and worn over his shoulder, and beneath it, the soft sway of his coat reflected the gentle movement of the day. The rain created a soothing backdrop, each drop blending into a quiet melody of calm, perfect for relaxing your mind and easing into gentle thoughts. Tomas's village was tucked between rolling hills, and the rain made the distant fields shimmer with silver light. Smoke rose lazily from chimneys, mixing with the soft mist. The aroma of wet earth, fresh bread from village bakers, and pine from nearby forests mingled in the cool air. Each sound, the trickle of water along gutters, the faint cooing of doves, the distant laughter of children, layered softly, creating a comforting lullaby of village life. Today, Tomas was to visit the village library for the first time. It was a small wooden building at the heart of the village, its windows fogged slightly from the rain, inviting warmth and quiet refuge. He walked carefully across the slick cobblestones, the little wooden soles of his shoes tapping gently, his small heart beating with a mixture of excitement and wonder. Passing familiar cottages, he noticed his neighbors hanging laundry in the rain, the droplets sparkling as they fell. A cat darted under a porch to avoid the showers, its fur slick, but its movements lively. Tomas paused for a moment, marveling at the rhythm of the rain, the subtle movement of water over stone and leaf, the soft reflections of the world in tiny puddles. When he arrived at the library, the heavy wooden door creaked softly as it opened. Warm light spilled out, casting gentle reflections on the wet cobblestones. Inside, the scent of parchment, ink, and polished wood wrapped around him like a comforting blanket. Rows of scrolls, books, and wax tablets lined the walls. The librarian, Master Berthold, a kind man with graying hair and warm eyes, greeted him with a quiet smile. "Welcome, young Tomas. Today you will explore the wonders held within these walls."
Tomas stepped inside, the rain muffled by the thick wooden door. The gentle warmth of the library embraced him, and his eyes widened with curiosity. Each scroll, each book seemed to hold a story, a secret, or a whisper from long ago. The soft rustling of pages and the occasional drip from the roof blended into a soothing symphony, perfect for quiet contemplation. He wandered slowly along the shelves, brushing his fingers lightly against the spines of old books. The rain tapped rhythmically against the windows, echoing the soft scratching of quills from other children learning in the corner. Master Berthold guided Tomas to a small table near the window, where a warm lamp cast golden light onto the wooden surface. "Choose a book and let your imagination wander," he said, softly, his voice blending with the gentle patter of rain. Tomas picked up a volume about distant lands and quiet heroes. As he opened it, the words seemed to shimmer softly in the warm glow, each sentence painting vivid pictures in his mind. He imagined misty forests, quiet meadows, and brave deeds performed with gentle courage. The soft sound of rain outside, mingling with the quiet turning of pages, created a cocoon of calm, a safe haven for his mind to drift and explore. Outside, the village continued its quiet rhythm. Rain trickled along rooftops, pooled in shallow puddles, and flowed gently down the stone streets. The scent of wet earth was strong and comforting, mingled with the soft aroma of bread from nearby ovens. Children splashed lightly in puddles, their laughter muted by the rain, creating a soft, rhythmic backdrop to Tomas's quiet explorations. The hours passed gently, marked by the slow progression of light through the fogged windows. Tomas's imagination soared as he read, creating gentle stories of knights, clever animals, and faraway villages. Each tale unfolded like a soft melody, blending seamlessly with the rain outside, guiding the mind into quiet contemplation. When the library day ended, Tomas stepped back into the rain, now lighter, the clouds parting to reveal soft evening light. He walked slowly through the village, watching the reflections on wet cobblestones, noticing the way droplets hung delicately on branches and leaves. Each small detail was a reminder of the gentle rhythm of the world, the quiet beauty in everyday life. By the time he returned home, the sky had turned a soft amber, the last raindrops sparkling in the warm evening glow. He hung his umbrella to dry, set aside his books, and felt a quiet sense of accomplishment. The gentle discovery of stories and the soft lull of the rain had created a serene, reflective day, leaving his mind calm and ready for sleep. As you listen, imagine yourself walking with Tomas, feeling the gentle rhythm of rain, the soft golden glow of the evening, and the quiet companionship of a curious young mind exploring stories. Let each drop, each reflective moment ease your thoughts, wrapping you in calm, gentle waves of relaxation. If you enjoy this quiet journey through the rainy village, consider subscribing and liking so more soft, relaxing stories can accompany you into peaceful sleep. Close your eyes, take a slow breath, and let the whispers of rain, the soft flicker of lamplight, and the gentle unfolding of stories carry you into deep, tranquil dreams.
The Whispering Forest. Secrets beneath the canopy. The sun hung low in the sky, casting long, soft beams through the trees as a gentle breeze rustled the leaves. You find yourself walking beside little Lena, a curious and adventurous girl of 7 who lives at the edge of a quiet village. Her small feet tread softly on the mossy forest floor, where patches of sunlight dapple the ground and the sweet scent of pine mingles with the earthy aroma of damp soil. The forest around you feels alive but gentle. Each branch, Each leaf seems to whisper stories in a language only the heart can understand. Birds chirp softly in the distance, their melodies mingling with the rustling of the trees. A small stream meanders through the woods, the water glinting in golden sunlight, creating a rhythm that matches the steady beat of your own heart. Lena walks with a small leather satchel over her shoulder, carrying a few scrolls, a wooden writing tablet, and a tiny sketchbook. Her brown hair, tied back loosely with a cloth ribbon, bounces lightly as she steps over roots and stones. Her hazel eyes sparkle with curiosity and wonder, reflecting the soft sunlight filtering through the canopy. She pauses occasionally, crouching to examine a leaf, a flower, or a tiny insect crossing her path, each discovery a gentle moment of awe. "Do you hear that?" she whispers softly, glancing at you with an excited yet calm expression. The wind shifts slightly, carrying with it the faintest echoes of ancient whispers, stories of the forest that have existed long before any village was built. Lena smiles, her small hand pointing toward the moss-covered trunk of an ancient oak. The bark is thick and textured, and tiny mushrooms grow at its base. She runs her fingers gently along the grooves, imagining the tales the tree might hold. The path through the forest is winding but safe. Shafts of golden light illuminate patches of the undergrowth, and shadows dance lightly as the leaves sway above. The air is cool and refreshing, with a hint of sweetness from blooming wildflowers. Every step taken is a soft rhythm, grounding you in the moment, allowing your thoughts to drift freely like the gentle stream beside you. As you continue deeper, Lena leads you to a small clearing where the sunlight breaks through in a perfect circle, illuminating a carpet of soft moss. She kneels down to touch it, giggling softly as the damp texture tickles her fingers. Nearby, the stream bubbles over smooth stones, its water clear and shimmering. Tiny fish dart beneath the surface, creating delicate ripples that glint in the sunlight. The forest is alive with gentle sounds, the distant rustle of animals, the soft hum of insects, and the whispered songs of the wind through the branches. Each sound blends together, creating a calming symphony that fills the mind with peaceful imagery. Lena sits on a fallen log, pulling out her sketchbook. Her small hands move carefully, drawing the trees, the stream, and the dappled sunlight with focused calm. The process is slow, mindful, and deeply relaxing to watch. Occasionally, a deer emerges from the edge of the clearing, pausing to drink from the stream. Its movements are graceful and deliberate, a perfect demonstration of quiet harmony within the forest. Lena observes silently, her eyes wide and attentive, capturing every detail in her sketchbook. You notice how she takes deep breaths, syncing with the rhythm of the forest, letting the gentle sounds and soft light wash over her. As the afternoon stretches towards evening, the sunlight softens, turning golden and then amber. Shadows lengthen, and the gentle warmth of the forest embraces you both. Lena stands and offers a hand, guiding you along a path that leads to a small hill. From the top, the entire forest spreads out beneath you, a sea of green with scattered beams of fading sunlight. She points toward a distant ridge where the mist begins to curl softly above the treetops. "Everything here has a story," Lena whispers, her voice blending with the rustle of the leaves. "Even the smallest pebble or the tiniest leaf has traveled far, has seen more than we know." Her words are soft, thoughtful, and strangely comforting. They remind you to slow your mind, to observe,
and to let the gentle beauty of the world guide your thoughts. As the sky darkens into a calm twilight, fireflies begin to flicker among the ferns and moss. Tiny lights hover and dance, casting delicate reflections on wet leaves. The air cools, and the scent of damp earth and pine grows richer. Lena takes out a small lantern, its gentle glow illuminating her sketches and the path ahead. She walks carefully, and you follow, feeling the soft rhythm of her steps and the comforting presence of quiet companionship. The forest at night is soft and soothing. Shadows play across the ground, and the faint sounds of nocturnal creatures mingle with the whisper of the wind. Every leaf, every twig seems to hum with gentle energy, creating a lullaby of nature. Lena pauses at a small brook, watching the water reflect the lantern's glow. "This is our secret place," she whispers, a reminder that calm and peace can always be found in moments like these. As the stars begin to twinkle through the thinning canopy, the forest feels like a gentle embrace. The world is quiet, rhythmic, and safe. The soft rustle of leaves, the gentle babble of water, and Lena's calm presence create a cocoon of relaxation, perfect for slowing your mind and sinking into comfort. If you enjoy these quiet journeys into the whispering forest, consider subscribing and liking so more soft, relaxing stories can accompany you into gentle, peaceful sleep. Take a slow breath now. Let the gentle rhythm of Lena's steps, the whispering wind, and the soft, glowing light guide your thoughts into a calm, deep, and serene rest.
Moonlit streets and midnight whispers. The night had settled gently over the small medieval town, wrapping it in a blanket of quiet and soft silver light. The moon hung low, casting delicate shadows across cobblestone streets and highlighting the wooden shutters of cottages. A gentle breeze carried the faint scent of fresh bread from the bakery and the lingering aroma of evening herbs drying by windowsills. Walking slowly along the narrow streets is Emil, a young boy of 8 with wide, thoughtful eyes and a quiet curiosity about the world around him. His brown hair glimmers softly in the moonlight, slightly tousled from the evening wind. Wrapped in a simple linen tunic and soft woolen cloak, he steps carefully, his leather shoes tapping gently on the stones. In his satchel, he carries a small notebook, a piece of chalk, and a candle stub wrapped in cloth. As Emil moves through the town, the streets feel alive but calm. A cat pads silently along a fence, its green eyes reflecting the moonlight. A distant dog barks softly, the sound quickly fading into the stillness. Each corner, each archway seems to hold a secret waiting to be discovered. You can feel the history in the very stones beneath your feet, stories of centuries past whispering as the wind brushes gently through the alleys. He pauses at the town square, where a fountain trickles softly in the moonlight. The water glimmers like liquid silver, and tiny ripples catch the light in delicate patterns. Emil crouches by the edge, tracing his fingers along the cool stone surface, marveling at the faint carvings of long-forgotten faces and symbols. Each touch is a connection to a story older than himself, and the calm rhythm of the flowing water soothes your mind. The streets are quiet, yet they hum with life. Lanterns glow softly in front of cottages, casting gentle amber pools of light on the wet cobblestones from an earlier rain. Small puffs of smoke curl from chimneys, drifting into the night sky and mingling with the faint scent of pine and herbs. Emil moves gently from street to street, careful not to disturb the quiet harmony of the town. A narrow alley catches his eye, where the shadows seem to dance in rhythm with the flickering lanterns. Curiosity pulls him forward, but he moves slowly, savoring every detail. The walls, made of stone and timber, are cool to the touch, and worn smooth by centuries of hands brushing past. Emil traces them softly, noticing the faint inscriptions left by townsfolk long ago. Some are names, others little sketches, a reminder of human presence stretching far back into history. At the end of the alley, he discovers a small courtyard, shielded from the rest of the town. A single tree grows in the center, its branches sprayed wide, silvered in moonlight. Beneath it, a wooden bench waits, as though inviting Emil to rest. He sits, placing his notebook and chalk beside him, and begins to sketch the tree and the fountain beyond. Each line he draws is slow, careful, connecting him to the calm, quiet beauty surrounding him. Soft whispers of the night seem to rise from the stones themselves. Perhaps they are the memories of townsfolk, or the echoes of gentle laughter long past. Emil listens, feeling a deep sense of peace. Each breath he takes matches the rhythm of the town, the distant murmur of the fountain, the soft sway of tree branches, the occasional flutter of a bird's wings. Your own thoughts drift freely in this gentle rhythm, letting the tension of the day fall away. As he sketches, fireflies appear, floating gently in the soft light. Their delicate glow dances over cobblestones and walls, creating tiny points of warmth in the cool silver night. Emil smiles softly, watching their movement, letting the slow dance of their lights carry your mind into quiet relaxation. Hours pass gently in the calm night. The town feels suspended in time, a quiet world between one day and the next. Emil rises from the bench, stretching his small limbs, and continues along the moonlit streets. Each step is careful, mindful, and calm. The gentle tapping of his shoes on the stones forms a lullaby for the sleepy town, echoing softly into the quiet night. He stops at a small bridge overlooking the river. The water glistens like liquid glass under the moonlight, reflecting the soft shimmer of stars above. Emil leans lightly on the railing, letting the soothing sounds of the river flow into his consciousness. The gentle splash of water, the soft whisper of trees through the wind, and the calm glow of the moonlight create the perfect environment for rest and gentle reflection. As the night deepens, Emil makes his way back home. The streets are quieter now, lanterns dimmer, smoke curling lazily from chimneys. His small footsteps echo softly, blending with the hum of the sleeping town. He arrives at his doorstep, places his notebook safely inside, and gazes once more at the silvered streets before him. If you enjoy these quiet journeys through moonlit towns and gentle whispers of history, consider subscribing and liking so that more soft, relaxing stories can guide you into calm, peaceful sleep. Take a deep, slow breath now. Let the quiet streets, the gentle moonlight, and Emil's calm presence carry you into a serene, restful night.
Twilight secrets in the hidden garden. The sun was setting, casting long, soft shadows over the quiet manor gardens. The sky painted itself in muted shades of rose, lavender, and fading gold, and the gentle chirping of crickets began to rise in a harmonious evening chorus. The air smelled faintly of blooming roses, lavender, and moist earth from the recent sprinkling of rain. Each leaf and petal shimmered faintly, touched by the last traces of sunlight. In the midst of this serene garden walks Isolde, a young girl of 11, with delicate features and eyes like deep green pools that seem to capture every shade of the surrounding flowers. Her long, dark hair flows freely, catching the soft light as she moves, slightly tangled from the wandering paths she explores. She wears a simple but elegant gown of soft linen in muted forest green and brown hues, embroidered faintly along the cuffs and hem with floral patterns. Soft leather boots carry her lightly across the gravel and mossy paths, and a small satchel hangs at her side, containing a sketchbook, a tiny magnifying glass, and a collection of pressed flowers she has gathered throughout the day.
Isolde pauses beside a tall archway overgrown with ivy, the leaves curling gently in the evening breeze. She runs her fingers lightly along the smooth stone, feeling the history embedded in its surface. Behind her, the garden seems to stretch endlessly, a maze of winding paths, ornate fountains, and hidden nooks waiting to be discovered. There is a quiet magic here, the kind that makes you feel both small and profoundly connected to the world around you. A soft rustle catches her attention. A fox emerges from behind a cluster of ferns, its reddish-brown coat glowing softly in the twilight. It pauses, regarding her with intelligent amber eyes, before moving silently along the path, disappearing as mysteriously as it appeared. Isolde watches, a small smile forming on her lips, letting the gentle presence of the creature soothe and calm her. Each step she takes feels deliberate and slow, a rhythm that mirrors the soft heartbeat of the garden itself. She continues along a narrow stone path, bordered by flowering hedges. Each bloom seems to nod gently in the breeze, petals catching the fading light in subtle glimmers of color. Her fingers brush lightly against the flowers, taking in the texture and fragrance, and she pauses often to note small details in her sketchbook. Each drawing is a quiet meditation, a way of observing the world without disturbing its delicate balance. A marble fountain emerges at the heart of the garden, its water catching the last rays of sunlight and reflecting them like liquid gold. Isolde kneels by the fountain, tracing the carved designs with her fingers and listening to the soothing murmur of flowing water. The sound is a lullaby for the senses, slow and rhythmic, calming the mind and easing any tension from the day. As twilight deepens, fireflies begin to appear, their tiny lights flickering like stars caught in the garden's embrace. They hover gently around the flowers, tracing invisible paths through the air. Isolde lifts her hand slowly, letting a firefly rest briefly on her fingertip before it flutters away. Each movement is quiet, careful, and filled with a sense of wonder. You can feel the calm spreading through your own body as her soft smile and attentive gaze draw you further into the serenity of this hidden garden. The garden paths lead her to a small gazebo tucked among tall lilac bushes. Its wooden frame is intricately carved with patterns of vines and flowers, and the roof is dusted with pale moss. She steps inside, feeling the gentle shelter and soft shadow play across the floor. She sits on the bench, placing her satchel carefully beside her, and watches the subtle dance of fireflies and the shifting shadows of leaves above. The stillness and gentle motion combine to create a perfect environment for quiet reflection and mental rest. Nearby, the sound of a soft breeze carries distant whispers from the leaves and the faint rustle of petals. It feels as if the garden itself is breathing, alive in a calm and mindful way. Isolde closes her eyes for a moment, letting the combination of sights, sounds, and scents carry her into a state of deep relaxation. Each breath she takes is slow and deliberate, a rhythm that matches the gentle sway of branches, the flowing water of the fountain, and the quiet footsteps of night creatures beginning to stir. She rises gently, wandering back along the mossy paths, observing every subtle shimmer of light on leaves and stones. The garden feels endless in its beauty, a sanctuary untouched by the hurry of the outside world. Every step is careful, reflective, and mindful, and the quiet magic of the hidden garden seems to wrap you in a warm, protective calm. As darkness fully descends, lanterns hidden among the hedges begin to glow faintly, casting pools of soft golden light along the winding paths. Isolde pauses at a small wooden gate, gazing back at the garden she has explored. She knows she will return, carrying the gentle calm and hidden wonders in her heart. If you enjoy these quiet journeys through hidden gardens and gentle twilight magic, consider subscribing and liking so that more soft, relaxing stories can guide you into calm, peaceful night. Take a deep, slow breath now. Let the soft scents, fireflies, and tranquil water sounds carry you into a serene, restful night.
Whispers of the Midnight Market. The moon hung high in the velvet sky, casting a soft silver glow over the narrow streets of the bustling midnight market. Lanterns swayed gently in the night breeze, their flickering lights reflecting off the cobblestones below. The air was scented with exotic spices, freshly baked bread, and the faint, earthy aroma of damp soil from nearby gardens. Soft murmurs of merchants arranging their stalls blended with the gentle rustle of fabric canopies, creating a calming rhythm that carried through the quiet night. In the midst of this nighttime tapestry walks Leona, a young girl of 12, with soft golden hair tucked beneath a modest cloth hood and eyes the color of amber, glowing softly in the lantern light. She moves with careful steps, her slender figure wrapped in a muted indigo cloak that sweeps lightly along the cobblestones, and her soft leather boots barely make a sound as they touch the ground. At her side hangs a small satchel containing a few coins, a notebook, and a tiny jar of ink, tools for sketching and capturing the subtle details of the nocturnal world around her. Leona pauses at a stall draped in deep red fabrics embroidered with intricate gold threads that shimmer faintly in the lantern light. A merchant, tall and lean with a gentle smile, arranges glass jars of fragrant herbs and dried flowers. The colors, textures, and scents create a small sanctuary within the market, a place of quiet beauty amidst the busy evening. She takes a slow, deep breath, letting the gentle aroma calm her senses and guide her mind into a state of soft focus. As she wanders deeper into the market, the pathways narrow, lined with stalls of gleaming pottery, delicate lanterns, and hand-carved wooden toys. The sounds of the night, soft footsteps, the faint murmur of other quiet visitors, and the occasional distant laughter mix together in a comforting symphony. Each stall she passes tells a story, a secret of the craftsman who made it, a fragment of history preserved in the careful arrangement of goods and materials. A soft rustle draws her attention to a corner where a tiny fountain trickles quietly, surrounded by potted plants and small statues of animals in various poses. The water sparkles faintly, catching the glow from a nearby lantern, and Leona kneels beside it, tracing the edge of the fountain with her fingers. The sound of the trickling water creates a soft, rhythmic melody, perfect for guiding the mind toward relaxation. Her eyes follow the gentle motion of the water, the subtle ripple pattern calming her thoughts as her breath slows to match the rhythm of the fountain. In the heart of the market, a narrow alleyway leads to a small open courtyard where a few scattered benches are tucked under climbing ivy. Fireflies dance along the edges of the courtyard, their soft lights flickering in a mesmerizing pattern. Leona steps carefully, taking in every subtle movement of shadow and light, her hands lightly brushing leaves as she passes. The quiet magic of the courtyard wraps around her, a cocoon of serenity within the larger nighttime world. She finds a quiet bench and sits down, placing her satchel carefully beside her. The market sounds fade into the background, replaced by the gentle whispers of the night, the faint rustle of leaves, the distant chirping of crickets, and the soft trickle of the fountain nearby. Her hands rest lightly on her notebook as she sketches the scene before her.
The lanterns, the fireflies, the delicate archways, and the texture of the cobblestone beneath her feet. Each line of her drawing is a soft meditation, a connection between her mind and the serene world around her. Her eyes close briefly, taking in the gentle rhythm of the night. The world feels vast yet intimate, a place where every sound, light, and scent has its own story to tell. You can feel the calm spreading through your body as she inhales slowly, letting the delicate scents of the market and the soft glow of lanterns carry you deeper into a state of peaceful reflection. Nearby, a small wooden stall displays jars of glowing lantern oil, their gentle light illuminating intricate carvings in the surrounding wood. Leona studies them quietly, noting the subtle craftsmanship and the way each jar seems to hold a fragment of captured moonlight. Her presence is gentle, careful, and respectful, and the quiet attention she gives to the world around her mirrors the soft pace of your own breathing, easing tension and encouraging deep relaxation. The alleyway leads to a secluded corner where a tiny herbal garden is tucked behind a lattice screen. Lavender, sage, and chamomile sway gently in the night breeze, releasing calming fragrances into the air. Leona kneels softly to touch the leaves, inhaling deeply, and a sense of complete serenity envelops her. Each movement is slow, deliberate, and mindful, inviting your own mind to follow her example, letting go of busy thoughts and sinking into quiet stillness. She rises and wanders back along the cobblestone path, each step measured and gentle. The lantern's flickering glow guides her, and the distant sounds of the market fade into a soft, soothing background hum. The fireflies' tiny lights trace delicate paths, and the gentle murmur of leaves and water accompanies her slow journey. You feel the sense of calm she experiences, a soft security and quiet delight in observing the gentle magic of the night world. As the market quiets and the last of the evening visitors drift away, Leona finds a quiet bench under a blossoming tree and sits. Her satchel rests beside her, and she allows herself to simply be, breathing deeply, letting the night surround her with gentle warmth. The moonlight touches her hair, the fireflies hover nearby, and the soft whisper of leaves fills the space. If you enjoy these quiet nighttime explorations, consider subscribing and liking so that more calm, relaxing journeys through soft, magical worlds can guide you into peaceful sleep. Take a slow, deep breath now. Let the gentle lantern glow, soft whispers of the market, and tranquil night sounds carry you into a serene and restful night.
The Silent Library of Forgotten Nights. The world outside had already surrendered to the quiet of midnight. A soft, silvery light streamed through the tall, arched windows of the ancient library, casting long, serene shadows over rows upon rows of polished wooden shelves. Dust motes floated lazily in the gentle glow, dancing like tiny stars in the calm, still air. Every corner of the library whispered stories of the past, stories that had been patiently waiting for someone to listen, to feel their quiet magic. In the middle of this sanctuary of silence walked Elias, a boy of 13, slender and thoughtful, with chestnut-brown hair that caught the subtle moonlight streaming through the glass. His deep hazel eyes reflected a quiet curiosity, a thirst for understanding hidden mysteries without haste or rush. He wore a simple tunic in muted, earthy tones, soft leather boots slightly scuffed from wandering the quiet halls, and a small satchel resting lightly over his shoulder, containing notebooks, ink, and a set of delicate quills. Elias moved slowly, deliberately, letting the soft sound of his footsteps on the polished floor become part of the library's natural rhythm. He paused often, running a hand gently along the spine of a book, feeling the textured leather covers and embossed patterns beneath his fingertips. Every touch, every glance was careful and deliberate, as if he were listening to the secrets held within each volume. The shelves seemed endless, stretching upward toward the vaulted ceilings, where carved wooden beams held intricate patterns that told forgotten stories of scholars long gone. Elias's eyes traced the gentle curves of the woodwork, noticing tiny details, the faint remnants of gold leaf on certain carvings, and the delicate patina of age that gave the library its quiet dignity. He paused beside a tall shelf, reaching for a book bound in deep burgundy leather, its pages faintly yellowed and edges soft from years of handling. Carefully, he opened it, the subtle scent of old parchment and ink filling the air. The words on the page seemed to breathe with him, carrying the soft weight of centuries past. He read slowly, letting each line sink in, feeling the steady calm of the library flow into him. The silence was punctuated only by the gentle turning of pages and the occasional soft creak of the floor beneath the stairs. A distant clock chimed once, its sound echoing softly through the vast hall, reminding Elias that time moved differently in this place, slower, more deliberate, attuned to the rhythm of thought and reflection rather than the rush of the outside world. Elias wandered further, discovering a narrow alcove tucked behind rows of shelves where a small reading desk sat under a softly glowing lantern. The desk was surrounded by scattered scrolls, open books, and small jars of ink, each one seeming to hold a fragment of the library's endless story. He pulled out a chair, sitting gently with careful posture, and placed his satchel beside him. His hands moved deftly, opening notebooks and sketching diagrams, copying words that resonated, absorbing the knowledge and calm energy around him. From a high window, the moonlight struck a small globe sitting on a wooden stand. The soft glow highlighted the subtle colors of oceans and continents, and Elias's eyes traced the delicate lines and markings with quiet fascination. The world outside felt distant, yet intimately connected through the knowledge held within these walls. The quiet library wrapped around him like a gentle, protective cocoon, encouraging every breath to be slower, deeper, more mindful. As he explored the upper galleries, a hidden spiral staircase revealed itself, leading to a loft filled with ancient manuscripts and forgotten letters. Elias climbed carefully, feeling the wooden steps respond under his weight, each one creaking softly as if acknowledging his presence. Here the air was thick with the faint aroma of aged parchment and candle wax, a comforting scent that made him feel rooted in this timeless space. He reached the top and leaned against a carved railing, gazing down at the lower halls where lanterns flickered softly. Fireflies, or perhaps tiny enchanted lights, hovered near the windows, dancing in delicate patterns, casting fleeting reflections across the walls. Elias's eyes followed them in quiet awe,
the gentle movement mesmerizing and soothing, syncing perfectly with the calm rhythm of his own breathing. Moving toward a corner, he discovered a small writing desk carved with intricate patterns of stars and moons. He settled into the chair, opening a journal and beginning to write. Every stroke of the quill, every line formed on the page felt deliberate, meditative, and harmonious. The library itself seemed to encourage his reflection, each word grounding him in the serene present. Soft whispers of wind drifted through the open windows, carrying the faint scent of night-blooming flowers from a garden just outside. Elias inhaled slowly, letting the fragrances mingle with the subtle hum of the library's quiet life. His thoughts drifted gently, untangling the knots of the day, softening the mind and opening it to stillness. Nearby, a shelf held tiny glass jars containing glowing powders and fragments of rare herbs. Elias admired them quietly, noting their colors and textures, the faint luminescence reflecting softly on his skin. Each jar told a silent story, a fragment of knowledge carefully preserved and waiting to be discovered, just like the soft, hidden moments of peace in life itself. As midnight deepened, Elias closed his journal and leaned back, taking in the vast space around him. The flickering lantern light, the soft whisper of wind, the gentle shadows cast across polished wood and aged parchment, all of it created a cocoon of tranquility, an endless, peaceful expanse of time suspended. The library was alive yet quiet, ancient yet ever-present, a place where stories, memories, and secrets mingled to create an unbroken thread of calm, guiding the mind into deep reflection. Elias felt that calm settle into his chest, into his shoulders, into the rhythm of his breath. The night was soft, the world still, and the heart of the library welcomed him with gentle patience. If you have enjoyed this serene journey through hidden corners, quiet lantern-lit paths, and timeless stories, remember to subscribe and like so that many more tranquil adventures can guide you into restful, peaceful sleep. Take a slow, deep breath now. Let the soft silver light, the gentle whisper of pages, and the calm magic of the library carry you into a deep, restorative slumber.